able to stop.
Black guy comes across the freeway, he almost gets hit in this lane, and in this lane, he pops over the culvert here. He doesn't even look in that direction. The blue Camaro hit him. He goes up in the air, I hit my brakes, and the Metro bus hits me from the rear kind of propels me forward.
Police say the man ran onto the freeway as he and another suspect were being chased by security guards at Northline Mall. The two had allegedly stolen disposable diapers from Walgreens. The dead man's identity not been released tonight. A Houston jury today sentenced the brother of a man killed in...
It looked like just another accident in the middle of the freeway, but there's an extra sad part to this particular story. The man who allegedly stole some diapers is dead tonight after trying to get away by running across the freeway.
Well, the accident also involved not one, but two cars and a Metro bus loaded with passengers going home from work. Bill Pounders has the story.
It was rush hour. Doug McLean and his daughter were using the northbound transit lane on Interstate 45 near Cross Timbers when a pedestrian came from nowhere.
He was in the air when I saw him clearing this, jumping over this thing, and he had his back to me. And as you can see, he hit my front windshield, and then all hell broke loose.
McLean slammed his brakes. So did the car behind him. So did the Metro bus behind him.
This car that's in front of me now was behind me, but the bus rear-ended it, knocked him around me, and then the bus rear-ended my car, as you can see.
This is unbelievable.
Witnesses say they couldn't believe it. A man running across the freeway. He was nearly hit twice before he jumped the barrier to the middle transit lane, says one witness. Investigators now say the man was a suspected shoplifter who was running from a Northline Mall security guard after allegedly stealing diapers. McLean's daughter suffered a minor neck injury. People in the second car were shook up but okay, as well as the 60 passengers who were on the bus. The pedestrian was brought here to Bentov Hospital. Paramedics said he had severe trauma injuries, and he was pronounced dead on arrival. Bill Pounders, Channel 2 News, Nightcast.
The victim's identity is still not known tonight. Two Houston students identified as Brian Way and Donna Holloran were on board a double-decker bus that overturned near Oxford, England today, killing an 18-year-old girl and a 16-year-old boy. The bus was taking 60 American students to an arts festival when it went out of control and turned over. All but two of the students were injured, 4 of them seriously. Witnesses said some students were thrown out windows, some crawled away from the bus, some were later pulled free by rescuers. One witness said the driver of the double-decker was going 80 to 85 miles an hour when the bus tipped over. Brian Way and Donna Holloran were among 4 Texas students on board the bus. All 4 of them were treated and released. Well, hoping to head off a possible taxpayers' revolt, HISD Superintendent Joan Raymond said today that she's going to take her budget to the people before the school board votes on it, and with good reason. It calls for an 18% tax hike. Under state law, taxpayers could petition the school board to force an election to roll back the tax increase, so the superintendent is being very cautious.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to recommend this budget to you. I am not going to recommend it until such time as we have an opportunity to discuss this with the people in the city of Houston. I want to hear from the people in the city of Houston in terms of whether or not they believe that this is justified.
There is a catch to all this. The legislature has mandated a big tax rate increase for HISD, and if it ignores the mandate, HISD stands to lose $117 million in state money over the next 4 years. Also today, the school board considered a change in its paddling policy. Corporal punishment is allowed right now, but under the proposal, a school principal would ask for the option of corporal punishment. The board will take a final vote on that next month.
The woman known as the Witch will remain in a Mexican jail even though several murder charges against her have been dropped. Sarah Aldrete is awaiting trial on more than a dozen charges in connection with ritual slayings last year in Matamoros. A Texas college student, Mark Kilroy, was among those killed and then buried at a ranch. His father is confident that freedom is not in Sarah Aldrete's future.
If she were to leave jail, I would suspect that it shows how corrupt the government is down there, that they're able to get her out, the drug dealers. And I would also suspect it's not good for her because I think she would be murdered pretty fast because she knows a lot about the dealings with the, high-powered people down there.
Kilroy and his wife have worked to educate the public on the dangers of illegal drugs ever since the death of their son. Houston police are looking for a man who allegedly held up 3 women at a local church. It happened this afternoon at the Christian Science Church reading room on Travis. Police say a man walked in, confronted 3 women there, and allegedly forced one of them to disrobe. He then allegedly pistol whipped a second woman. The man's handgun discharged during the beating, slightly wounding the woman. Gunman fled, robbed the women, and then fled.
The brother of a man killed by a Houston police officer has been sentenced to 15 years in prison for attempted capital murder of a police officer. Shun Gillum was arrested in January for firing twice at a Houston police officer. Gillum's attorney says he's going to appeal. Gillum's brother Byron was shot and killed by Houston police officer Scott Shearhart late last year. A volunteer firefighter is charged with arson tonight. Investigators say the volunteer set the fire simply so that he would have something to put out. This burned-out house in northeast Houston is the most recent of 4 fires investigators say were started by 30-year-old John Terry King. He'd been a Mount Houston Fire Department volunteer for the past 4 years.
He said that they wanted a little action, and they just went out and set fires. Most of the time, they would use a flammable liquid, pour it in the vacant buildings, light them up, and go somewhere and wait for the fire alarm to go off.
All 4 fires King is charged with setting were set in unoccupied buildings, but the investigation continues. There have been 35 fires set in the area during the past 18 months. 2 fiery explosions at this Cincinnati chemical plant killed 1 person and injured at least 63 others today. Thick black smoke billowed from the BASF plant for hours as firefighters struggled to get the blaze under control. It's believed a spark may have ignited volatile solvents that may have been leaking from a mixing vat.
Vice President Dan Quayle says NASA's future is bright despite a troubled telescope and those shuttle problems. Quayle spent today stumping for Republican candidates in Texas. Larry Audis reports the vice president knows he's in the boss's backyard.
Does this man look like a Texan? Maybe not, but he works for one. And today with a gift, hat, and boots, he gestures just like guess who?
If the waters are muddy, sometimes they win.
Dan Quayle does his best George Bush today, promoting Texas Republicans, NASA, and the president's handling of the hot tax hike issue.
George Bush knows the importance of low taxes.
But the vice president knows elected Republicans are revolting, and today he spoke with us.
Republicans in Washington can't even digest this idea of possibility of a tax hike. How in the world do taxpayers digest that idea?
Well, Republicans in Washington and the Republicans in the Congress have always opposed taxes. So let's wait and see what the final result is. And I predict most of the Republicans in the Congress will support this president.
We have $1 billion telescope floating around in space. It doesn't work. How can we not lose confidence in NASA?
Do not be disillusioned, and do not have a low morale because of what's going on. We are committed. We're going to make sure that the future of space is as glorious as its past.
That leaves but one matter undone.
The boots. The boots. President Bush wears his boots. I can't imagine you're going to wear yours.
I haven't quite gotten that habit yet, but if I hang around him a bit longer, maybe.
In fact, Dan Quayle does a very good George Bush. Larry Audis, Channel 2 News, Nightcast.
As for the savings and loan mess, Mr. Quayle told Larry Audis it's simply time to pay for it. Well, they dedicated the Richard Nixon home site and presidential library out in California today, and for the first time in history, 4 presidents and first ladies shared the same platform. President Ford, Reagan, and Bush all joined to heap praise on Mr. Nixon.
You can take great personal pride that history will say of you, here was a true architect of peace.
For Pat Nixon, it was the first appearance at a public function in 10 years. For Mr. Nixon, it was another step on his trip out of a political nightmare that started with Watergate. The museum is filled with displays, but the library has no Nixon presidential papers. All the boxes of his papers remain impounded by Congress.
Well, an allegedly crooked operation is out of business tonight.
Next, Channel 2's Troubleshooter helps a couple of telemarketing companies get off the line.
Also tonight, a former major leaguer gets a prison sentence.
And later, a field of unanswered circles.
Tonight's Channel 2 News is brought to you in part by Fiesta and Houston Mazda dealers.
From the moment you walk into Fiesta, you'll see aisles of beautiful, fresh produce, and all of it at prices that mean real savings for your food budget. This week, plump sweet strawberries are just 59 cents a pint. Here's another Fiesta value. Classic and Diet Coke and Sprite in the 3-liter bottle is 99 cents. And the family pack of boneless beef bottom round steak is just $1.47 a pound. Skinless, boneless catfish fillets are $3.49 a pound. Discover the best in food at Fiesta.
Who's got hot value in pickups? Ask your Mazda dealer now during the Mazda Summer Sales Event. Whose pickups are highest ranked in their class and customer satisfaction? Ask your Mazda dealer now during the Mazda Summer Sales Event. Who's got up to $1,529 of extra value for you?
Ask me now during the Mazda Summer Sales Event.
At Archer, Les Marks, Conroe, Barney Garver, and Gilman Mazda now.
Come to the Sakowitz Total Liquidation Fur Sale and save 80% off and more on our entire stock of designer furs. Over $5 million worth of mink, sable, lynx, fox, beaver, coyote, chinchilla, and more. Must be sold now at the Sakowitz Total Liquidation Fur Sale. 80% off and more on Sakowitz style and quality. Glamorous fur coats priced to sell at the Sakowitz Total Liquidation Fur Sale. Our prices will never be this low again.
First moment we slipped into the crystal clear waters of the Cayman Islands, we knew we'd be coming back.
Cayman Airways, the only nonstops to the Cayman Islands.
Well, here's the thing. 2 Houston telemarketing businesses might be forced to hand over their telephones. Our troubleshooter, Gail Anderson, says the Texas Attorney General's office is suing Ivante and Christelle for alleged consumer fraud.
The bank must...
This is the bait. Postcards telling us we must claim an award of fancy car, cash, or merchandise. We have to call the company immediately, and when consumers called either Ivante on West Airtex or Christelle on Kirkendall, the Texas Attorney General's office says consumers were told they'd have to purchase $397 worth of cosmetics, that charged to their credit cards. The Houston Better Business Bureau and the Texas AG offices have hundreds of complaints from consumers angry because they didn't receive their awards or the awards were not what they were cracked up to be.
There's the perception that prosecution will be more difficult if law enforcement has to go outside the state to obtain witnesses. That's not the case with this office, and that's not going to be the case when this thing goes to trial.
The Attorney General's office suggests that consumers who've done business with Christelle and Ivante file a written complaint with the Attorney General's office. Meanwhile, the folks at Visa and MasterCard Security say if you've made charge account purchases from Ivante or Christelle, you need to file for a chargeback immediately and get those transactions off your credit card. This case is scheduled to go before the courts in September. I'll have an update. Gail Anderson, 2 on your side.
Well, our troubleshooter visited Ivante, Christelle, and another company, Technical Pipe Service, hoping that representatives might want to tell their side of the story. No such luck. They wouldn't.
Some bad economic news for Houston's First City Bank today. Earnings dropped 30% in the second quarter. Business reporter B.B. Burns says that's the blow to a bank that's been trying hard to forget a troubled past.
September 1987, First City Bank became the first major Texas bank corporation to require a federal bailout. The bank simply collapsed under the weight of bad energy and real estate loans. With an injection of nearly $1 billion federal dollars came an able new chairman, former Chicago banker Robert Abood. Under Mr. Abood's leadership, the bank fared much better. In fact, private investors bought up the government shares, and it looked as if First City would be the #1 comeback story in Texas banking. That was until a few months ago. First City has made lots of loans to new and mid-sized companies, but it's also made loans to some troubled ones. Drexel Burnham Lambert, the failed brokerage firm, Circle K, and Garfinkel's, the Washington-based department store chain. All are on the brink of insolvency and owe the bank unpaid loans totaling $72.5 million. The value of the company's stock has fallen more than 40% in less than a year. Abood says it's the sale of First City's profitable credit card business, which is stinging the most, but the bank should recover that business in other areas. It's unclear whether First City's recent moves are bad banking or just bad luck. But regardless, the Texas banking community is anxious to see one of its brightest stars on the rise again. B.B. Burns, Channel 2 News, Nightcast.
First City says despite its earnings drop this quarter, deposits are up for the year. Well, we had some thunder today. The question is, did we have any rain?
Not really, and probably won't tomorrow. But we'll find out for sure from Doug next. He'll have the end of the week forecast for us.
Fortune magazine called it one of the best cars in the world. Road and Track said it was a remarkable engineering achievement. And Car and Driver said of the Lexus LS400, in its first time at bat in the major leagues, Lexus has slammed one out of the park. Guess where the ball landed? At Sterling McCall Lexus and Westside Lexus.
The question is, how do you get the sofa you want in the style and fabric you want and get it in 35 days? The answer, Furniture Idea. And save now during our special order sale. First, make your choice from over 400 styles and choose from over 1,000 fabrics. Then put the fabric of your choice on the style of your choice and get it as a sofa and love seat, or a sleeper and chair, or even a sectional and get delivery in just 35 days. Save now during Furniture Idea's special order sale.
When you buy advertising, you expect to get what you paid for. When you place an ad in one of Houston's major daily newspapers, chances are they'll sell you the newspaper's total daily readership. But those potential readers and customers begin to shrink dramatically if your ad runs in the first section, or the business section, or the auto classified section, and even the real estate section. Bottom line, is the section your ad is running in reaching as many customers as you expected and paid for? Ask your advertising agency or this TV station for more information.
It looks like history does indeed repeat itself. According to J.D. Power and Associates, Buick LeSabre is the most trouble-free American car for the second year in a row. And look, you can save up to $1,000 with a cash rebate. So what does the car look like? Looks like a pretty good deal. Find out how good at your local Buick dealer. Bumper to bumper, Buick is better.
Doug, you weren't here, but I'm afraid that right before the commercials, we were trying to give the forecast. I'm afraid we didn't do a very good job of it.
What did you say?
Well, I said it didn't rain today, I didn't think.
And I thought it probably would
rain tomorrow.
I think probably they're both wrong.
Yeah.
May not have rained right on you today, but we did get some rain today in a few spots, and it will, of course, you spent most of your time indoors.
True.
And tomorrow, we're likely to get some more widespread rain. There's enough moisture here tonight that I think when the sun comes up tomorrow and starts heating things up, we're going to be living with about a 50% chance of rain, but we'll look at the forecast in more detail in a moment. Low this morning in Houston officially was 72 degrees. High today was 90. 77 right now at Intercontinental Airport and Hull to the west side. 78 for downtown Houston. 80 at Hobby Airport. 81 for downtown Galveston. Beachwater temperatures at 82. That's up 1 mark from yesterday. Barometric pressure rising again, 30.02. Relative humidity 85%. Wind now is out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Only one...
Which house is he gonna hit? Hey, look, it beats me, brother. All I know is he said he was gonna hit some house so he can get some money to get out of town. I shouldn't have told you that.
You just couldn't help yourself, could you?
Polly, I absolutely forbid you to marry Rod Sanborn, or there'll be nothing under your Christmas tree. Yeah. Furthermore, if you don't accept the proposal of one Robert Willis, you'll oh, yeah. Now listen to old Santa, Polly Farmer. This Robert Willis fellow is a very fine young man in his way, and he's very... Oh, no. No, she's left for work. She's left for work. Macy's, please, and hurry.
I'll have you there in a jiffy.
What are you doing? Hey. That's good. Told you when to come. He's just a little late. He'll be here. Aren't you and Daddy divorced? We're not divorced. We're just separated. What's the difference?
Don't get out. Pick me up in a half an hour. I'll be here when you need me.
Well, every day's Mr. Travis.
Hello, Mr. Fletcher.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Travis, and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you.
Oh, got up in the Santa suit, I see, for the little one. Oh, he'll like that.
I hope so.
Oh, yes, and that spiffy beard. Sure, he'll just love it.
Think so?
Oh, yes. I must tell you, Mr. Travis. Do you know what a thrill it is for me when I pick up the paper and I see a picture of the senator and you standing right next to him? It's a thrill I get every time. Must be tough missing the missus and the little boy, bless them both. But we all have to have something to give up, don't we? You know that you were the only one in this block that made anything of himself. Not that I thought you would, you know. That book, you know. Now, that was a foolish idea. You got to admit it. I remember that time when I went up to help your missus. And there you were, walking all around the flat, back and forth. And I said to you, what are you doing? And you says, I'm looking for a word. Oh, I'm glad you got rid of all that craziness, I did.
Well,
you were the smart one. Ah, you never had any more of those romantic dreams, did you? Now, I know you just like to be batting the breeze with me. But I'm a busy woman, and I got to be getting along, I have. I've got work to do. I'm a busy woman, Mr. Travis. I've got things to do now. I hope you understand.
Well, yes, I understand, and Merry Christmas to you and to himself.
All right, tell him. Well, if it ain't Santa Claus. Where's your reindeer? You're running in dirt at Belmont.
Hey, guys, it's me, Gil Travis.
The pot politician. Angie said you were going to be here, but we didn't believe her. What are you doing, slumming or something? What do you know? He ain't slumming. Just cutting us a favor. Show the old neighbor he's still just one of the guys. Remember when he used to hang around the loft all the time? Yeah, that was the day.
Hey, that was a long time ago.
Terry was looking for you. You remember Terry, your kid.
Merry Christmas indeed. If I could work my will, every fool who went about with a Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding. He should.
You watching A Christmas Carol? Yeah, that mean old Scrooge. The ghosts are gonna get him, that mean old Scrooge.
Well, he doesn't stay mean always. You'll remember what happens.
He's mean, he's mean, he's mean.
Daddy will be here soon.
But I want to watch the movie. If he comes, I won't be able to. I don't want him to come.
Of course you do, Terry.
Is somebody up there? I certainly hope so. I've come all the way from the North Pole. Well,
Who could that be?
ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, one and all!
It's Santa Claus.
Well, you recognize me, but who is this little boy?
It's Santa.
I've brought lots of presents for you because you've been a good little boy. Ho, ho, ho.
No, I don't want presents. Make him go away. Tell him to go away. Terry.
You're scared.
Terry, it's me, Daddy.
No.
Wait, honey.
No, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Terry, honey, it's Daddy. Terry, it's just Daddy, look.
Some are up in G, others, they are wanderers, but they all feel just like me. They part with all they got, could they but once more walk with their best girl and have a twirl on the sidewalks of New York. East side, west side, all around the town. Us sing Rain or Rosie, London Bridge is falling down. They boys and girls together, me and Mamie O'Rourke, trick the light and casting on the sidewalks of New York.
You're really very good.
You're not supposed to be out of bed.
I'm much recovered, thanks to your kind administrations. I hope you don't mind I borrow this robe. If you'll restore my Santa Claus suit, I'll make my departure.
Well, why don't you spend the night?
You need the rest, sir?
Look, we could have some suppers, sing some Christmas carols, and then in the morning...
I appreciate your hospitality, but I really must be on my way.
Are you in trouble, Sam?
Well, not if I can leave.
The law?
Oh, no, the less you know, the better. If I could just have my clothes.
No, you need a good night's sleep and a solid meal. In the morning, we'll give you what you need and you can be on your way.
You'll give me everything I want?
Well, it's pretty plain you need money. You came here to rob us, right? Well, I'd rather make a loan than be robbed any day.
I can't remember the last time I met people like you.
Our grandchildren think we're pretty weird. Stan, what's your problem?
Well, let's just say somebody's after me.
Okay, so this will be your hideout until tomorrow. Now, no arguments. It's getting late. Better start your supper.
I'm making macaroni and cheese. I hope you like it.
Oh, hello, kids. Come on in. Don't be afraid.
We're not afraid of you. You're just a bum. A tramp.
Oh, where'd you hear that?
Grandpa said so. Grandma, too.
No, I don't believe that. Not your grandparents.
Well, you aren't you? Just a bum?
I prefer to think of myself as a man in need of repair. What's your name?
Melissa. Lance. He was talking to me. Shut up. You shut up.
Hey, break it up. Break it up. It's Christmas.
Big deal.
Well, I don't get it. Look at all these presents. There's enough here to supply an entire orphanage.
Big deal.
Well, the problem is obviously not your grandparents. What are you folks like?
They're just like us.
Oh, I see. You're like them. Well, can't you act more like your grandparents?
They're old.
Well, you're consistent, so I'll say that for you. Aren't you the least bit grateful for the gifts they got you?
They're supposed to.
You two are the meanest brats I've ever run into. You know what you need.
Don't say a good spanking. That's been tried. Yeah, we don't respond to violence.
Well, let me ask you this question. What did you get your grandparents for Christmas? The driver, do you think this Santa Claus suit looks silly?
I never thought so.
Oh, I sure wish we could fly over this traffic.
Interesting idea.
Wow, do you believe all these people?
Sure, I believe them, it being Christmas and all.
Excuse me, could you please...
I have to ask him something terribly important.
Could you just tell me...
You're Santa Claus. You're supposed to know everything.
Look, all I want to know...
Sir, I have a customer to help.
Happy
I
holidays.
mean, the nerve of some people.
I know, and on Christmas Eve.
I tell you, and people dressed up like
So
Santa Claus.
rude.
Excuse me, can you tell me where the fashion
Where
show is?
have you been?
I beg your pardon?
Your dinner break was over half an hour ago.
Oh, no, I think
You come along with me.
What are you doing?
Right now.
Hey, leave me
Never
alone.
mind.
Just a minute.
You just a minute. I have a toy department full of ranting, raving children all screaming for Santa Claus.
Why are you looking so sad, my friend?
I'm waiting for Santa Claus, and he isn't here.
He may be nearer than you think.
And here's my Santa Claus off doing his own Christmas shopping. Now, get in there. I'll have your beard for this, you rascal.
What's the matter with him? He's seen Santa Claus before.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he said he saw him this morning. Driving his sleigh, reindeer and all, right over the building.
Is he all right?
Fine. He just has a very vivid imagination. Takes after his father, the novelist.
His father, the novelist. Oh, you're not going to believe this. I ran into somebody today actually read the book.
You're kidding.
The guy who rented me this Santa Claus suit, not only did he read the book, but he accused me of hazy character motivation.
Linda running away with Andrew.
Yeah.
I was just never convinced about that.
Why not? It was obvious. He had to do
It's
that.
a wonderful book.
Thank you. You were supporting us both selling junk pottery to Long Island ladies in search of culture.
Didn't bother me.
Bothered me.
You wrote a wonderful book.
I sold 14 copies.
We were happy. We were together.
I never wanted this separation, Linda. That was your idea.
I didn't want it either, except I thought it was necessary. In fact, I think it was overdue. Ever since you started working for the senator, it's been the old shuffle off to Washington.
I came home when I could.
Yeah, but our marriage became a nice place to visit, but you wouldn't want to live here.
You could have moved to Washington. In fact, I begged you.
This is our home. I love this place.
Who wouldn't? Now that we've spent a small fortune fixing it up.
I loved it before we had heat.
And I love you.
I love you, too. But I need you here. Is that too much to ask?
And let's start again.
Getting together?
Yes. Tonight. Right now.
Call the senator. Tell him you're going to have dinner with your family.
I can't do that, and you know it. It's a very important dinner.
Then call him and tell him you're going to spend Christmas with your wife and your son.
And you also know that I have to fly to Washington tomorrow.
So much for reconciliation.
That's not fair, Linda. You're forcing me to choose between you and my career.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Good evening.
Oh, hello, hello.
Here's my Santa Claus suit.
Well, I hope it worked well for you.
Just fine, thanks to you.
Well, I didn't do anything at all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Is this the one?
Don't think so.
How about that one over there?
He didn't mention on the body.
Hey, how about this one, maybe?
No, sir. No way. Standing in there. He ain't in there.
Okay, now get lost. And keep your mouth shut, Santa Claus.
The gun! Where's the gun? I can't find the gun. I've looked everywhere.
Stand with you. Relax. You don't need a gun.
It's not just a gun. It's not just any gun. No. Don't sing now.
My baby loves me.
Don't sing, please.
Don't know nobody.
I have to find the gun.
I'm happy as me.
Oh, happy. How can you be happy? I can't find the gun. It's important. It's very important that I find the gun. Please, give me a chance to tell you what's all about. Please, don't answer the doorbell. Send a friend, but don't answer. Look, I can't find the gun. Please. They're here. They're here. They
When we
are here.
rain comes to me, I love my baby.
How can you love now?
Sometimes we quarrel, and maybe we fight, da-da-da-da-da, but then we make up the following night. When we're two Together we're great company.
Hey,
I
Caruso.
love my baby. My baby loves me.
You gotta listen to me. This is very important.
Stan, relax, will you? It's Christmas Eve. Enjoy.
Yes, Stan. Enjoy. Now get moving. You do, lady. Atta go. All right, Stan. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Hey, come on, hurry up, lady. All right, now, look, we all gonna stay very calm. Nobody's gonna make no noise.
Why don't we discuss this alone? We don't have to involve these good people.
What's to discuss?
You know what we want, so what's to discuss?
You know what we want.
Yes.
Let's rush him. There's 6 of us.
No,
Come back here.
Hey, the little punk's gonna rush us. Hey, punk, when you grow up, come see me. You got the makings of a terrific crook.
You're telling me.
Lance, will you take it easy? These are real bad guys. Yeah, we're real bad, yeah.
Come on, Stan. You know why we're here. Hand it over.
I don't have it.
You have it? Now, come on, it's getting late. I gotta go home and trim the tree.
I'm telling the truth. I lost it.
Sure. What do I gotta do? Count to 10? Give it to us.
Leave the poor man alone. You heard him. He lost it.
Shut up, lady. Hey, you take it easy, fella.
Bruno, I don't have it.
Wait a minute. I'm Baby Skin. He's Bruno. All right, now, no more fooling around. If we gotta get tough, we get tough.
You don't scare me.
Oh, no? Well, how about if I try to scare the little brat there?
You leave him alone.
Shut up, lady. I mean business. Fella, I told you.
Wait a minute. Perhaps I can find it.
Perhaps you can find it. Perhaps he can find it.
No, perhaps.
If I do find it, you'll leave these people alone?
Well, sure. We don't care about them. But you understand, though, Stan? You coming with us.
Let's go find it.
Before I do, I'd like to speak to the children, alone.
What for?
Well, it's in the nature of a farewell. They become very dear to me. I just like to say goodbye.
But don't try nothing funny, you hear? Remember, we got the Andrews sisters in here.
What have you done with the gun?
That's what they want.
Where is it?
Why should we tell you?
Because if you don't, we'll all be in terrible trouble. Tell me where it is, I'll find it and nothing will happen.
Except to you.
You're cute. You're very cute.
But you're saving us. Why?
You call me a bum, and you're right. There comes a time in a person's life when he has to stop taking and start giving. Your grandparents showed me that. They're the most decent people I've ever met.
Me and Melissa, we're not decent. So why are you saving us?
Because you're part of the package.
Hey, let's go, let's go.
Where is it? Please? Oh, excuse me. Can you tell me, is the fashion show over yet?
No, sir. A few more minutes. I guess even Santa Claus has his last-minute shopping to do.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Can you tell me where the fashion show is, please?
In the fashion module, sir.
In the fashion module? Where's the fashion module?
The basement. You better hurry, sir.
In the basement.
I tried to tell him how important your job was, but I don't think he understood. It's just going to take a while. He keeps expecting you to come home.
But why did he run away from me?
You frightened him. He's used to seeing the Santa Clauses out on the street and in the department stores. He understands them. But it's entirely different when a big guy in a red suit and a white beard storms into his house. This is his territory.
Wait a minute. This is my territory, too, remember?
Not really. Not anymore.
All right. Now, let's not lay any guilt trips, please.
Why didn't you just call me and tell me so I could prepare him?
Because I'm stupid. I thought it might be more fun to surprise him.
How much thought did you really give it?
I wanted a hug. Is that too much to ask from my son?
You can't take a hug. He has to give it.
Spare me the child psychology. Ah. He ran away from me, Linda. I mean, that is very upsetting.
I'm glad. You haven't seen him in 8 months. Do you realize how long 8 months is to a 5-year-old?
I was here in October.
He was asleep. You saw him. He didn't
I've spoken to him on the phone.
That was Thanksgiving. You were supposed to be here carving a turkey.
I couldn't make it. We were having some trouble with... I just feel so rotten. I love him so much.
Yeah, I think you do.
Well, then I need more help from you.
Don't you go laying a guilt trip on me. I haven't kept you from your son. It's not my fault that he didn't rush into your arms.
I've been busy. You know that.
I know. You keep telling me. Well, go tell Senator Warren.
I've got work to do, Linda.
Well, then go do it and leave me alone. Leave us alone and don't come crying to me because your son runs away from you.
I can't believe how bitter you are.
Bitter? Bitter? Me? Bitter? You're damn right. I'm bitter.
Gentlemen, you are seeing the ultimate in fashion. These clothes are so hot, your holiday season is going to erupt with excitement.
Oh, I'd like to have that under my Christmas tree.
I'd like to have that anywhere. I'll take that one.
Oh, yes, Mr. Fenton.
Send the dress to my wife. Send the money. Should I buy that for my wife or my secretary? It's going to cost you an arm and a leg. I'll get something else for the wife.
Well, this is a good old holiday wassail.
You know why they call it wassail, don't you?
Yeah, because it's good for wassails. Oh, there's Santa Claus over there.
Hey, Santa, you look like Donner and Blitzen really blitzed you.
Oh, hi, Santa.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, Santa, come here. I want to tell you what I want for Christmas. You do anything about that?
I intend to. Polly Farmer, I wish to speak to you this moment.
Please, you must leave, whoever you are.
I mean whoever I am. I'm Santa Claus.
Oh,
That's
now,
whoever I am. Did you hear me? I want to talk to you.
Oh, wait, whoever you are. Can't you see I'm working?
Working? What do you mean working? I'm working too, and I'm not whoever you are. I'm Santa Claus. Listen, will you hold up for a minute? I want to talk to you.
Please, leave me alone.
Look, you're working. It's Christmas Eve. Excuse me. I'm very busy. Now listen, will you slow up? Where's your Christmas spirit?
Go away, whoever you are.
Don't you recognize me?
Whoever you are, get lost.
And look, this is a private matter.
Oh, gentlemen.
Gee, I'm sorry. Are you all right?
Gentlemen.
Security guard, do something!
Where have you been? I've been looking everywhere for you. Now you get back to the toy department instanter, or I will have your badge.
Joy to the world.
Somebody do something!
Yes, I am. I'm a little bit crazy for the first time in my life. And you know something? I love it. Merry Christmas. Let's go. Merry Christmas.
Come on, come on. I ain't got all night. Now, where's the gun?
Melissa, Lance, where is it?
It's under the Christmas tree.
Bruno, under the Christmas tree.
tell you something. If they was my kids, I'd really let them have it.
You're ready to let everybody have it.
Yeah, but you first. There it is. There it is. We got it. We got it, Bruno. Everybody out. Go ahead. Come on, lady. Get out of here. Go ahead. Out.
Pleasure meeting you.
Likewise.
I hate to sound maudlin, but you've restored my faith in humankind. And thanks for the chicken soup.
Yeah, cream of mushroom, sir. Look, do you fellas have to take him? I promise you. Yeah, we gotta take him. Hey, what happened to the brats?
Yeah, they was here a minute ago.
All right, nobody move.
Yeah, or as the expression goes, he'll fill you full of lead.
Okay, but get these kids off of me.
You dirty rat! Yeah!
Hey, kids, nice going.
Better call the police, even as we speak.
Well, just after the nick of time.
Oh, sorry we're late. Some old geezer outside wanted to know where the New Amsterdam restaurant was.
Told him it closed up years ago, but he wouldn't believe it. Just kept bugging us. Otherwise, would have been here earlier.
The New Amsterdam.
Well, if it ain't Baby Skin and Bruno.
Yeah, they held up the 2nd Avenue Bank, and this is the gun one of them used to shoot the bank president in the finger.
Well, he's home with the family now. Fingers fine. He's offered a reward for the capture of the alleged perpetrators of the crime. Looks like you got it.
Holy Toledo, you just got yourself $25,000 reward money.
$25,000? That's pretty good. Well, would you be interested in the deed to a gold mine?
Oh. Thanks, I think it's time I invested in my own claim.
Okay, babykins. End of the line, fella. Let's go, thanks, miss. All right.
Let's go, big fella.
Merry Christmas,
Move it out. Thanks, kid. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Dan? Eddie?
You all right, Stan?
Well, sure, now.
It was me. I blew it. They got it out of me where you were. I felt so rotten I did something I never did in my whole life. I went to the police.
Oh, it's okay, Eddie. I understand. Listen, about San Francisco, what do you say? First cabin to the Golden Gate.
Now, look, there's something I want to tell you. There's something I have to say.
Well, then say it.
All right, fine. I'm your best friend, is that right?
Yes.
And when you need advice, I'm the one that gives it to you, is that right?
Yes.
All right, well, when you asked me if you should marry Rod Sandberg or not, I was not your best friend. I didn't give you the advice you need. What I think you need is, what you should do is don't marry him.
Don't marry him?
That's right. What I think you should do is, hello, Merry Christmas.
Oh,
come on.
Oh. What I should do is?
Yeah, oh, you're going to really think I'm crazy.
Why? What?
All right, look, your life is very glamorous. I know that. I mean, you know, dancing in discos, the jet set, and meeting celebrities.
Wait a minute. That's what I do, but that's not me. I am just a kid from Rappahannock, Virginia. I drink milk, and I read the funny papers, and I want to be married.
I know, but not with...
My mother was married.
I know.
So is my grandmother.
grandmother and her grandmother before
I
that.
know, but not to Rod Sanborn.
I know, but they were married and that...
And you shouldn't be either.
Well, okay, then who?
Me.
Holy.
Wait a minute. Here, hold this. Now look, don't be mad at me. I know it's small, but you can take it back if you don't like it. I got it on consignment, a really nice old guy. Here, Holly, I love you.
Do you know how long I've been in love with you?
No.
Ever since you told me about Einstein, Newton, Copernicus,
and Gal.
I have to go.
Aren't you going to call in?
No, it'll keep. Great time for us to explode. Christmas Eve.
Maybe we should have exploded a long time ago. At least tonight we talked about how we really felt. Maybe it did some good.
I hate to think of you alone.
Go say goodnight to Terry.
Yeah. Gary, can I come up? Listen, I gotta go, pal. Can I see that? I didn't know you could write.
Bill, your office is calling. It's important.
Well, tell him I'll call him back.
This is terrific. I mean, it's fantastic. I'm so proud of you.
Miss Forsythe says she wants to speak to you now.
All right, I'll be right there. You're really very, very special to me. I didn't know he could write.
He's been working on Daddy for weeks.
I miss so much.
We all have. Sweetheart, are you all right? Daddy really does have to go now. Terry? Terry?
I know I'm late. You tell the senator.
I have told him, Mr. Travis, but he wants to talk to you.
All right, tell him I will call him as soon as I can. I can...
We play a game, can we?
Hold on a minute. Sure, pal. I'll be right with you, okay? Now,
He is very angry, Mr. Travis.
you tell him I'll be there in time for the speeches. There's nothing to worry about.
All right. I'll call him, Mr. Travis. But it sounded like an ultimatum.
8, 9, 10, whether or not till I come. Daddy? Daddy? You in Mommy's room? I know where you are. You're back behind your desk. No? Only one more place left. Stand you, Daddy! Stand you! You love me! Daddy, will you tell me a story?
Sure.
Honey, Daddy really does have to go now.
No, it's all right, as long as I'm there for the applause. What kind of story would you like?
Story of the 3 bears.
3 bears, huh? Okay. Once upon a time, there was a papa bear and a beautiful mama bear and a smart little baby bear, who really wasn't a baby bear anymore because he'd learned to write. Anyway, the papa bear had gotten so big for his britches, you see, that he'd forgotten what really mattered to him, which was mama bear and smart little baby bear. And then, you know what he did? One Christmas Eve, he did the most foolish thing. He scared smart little baby bear, and he made baby bear run away from him. And that made him feel very, very sad. You know how bad that made him feel. I'm starved. How about some dinner?
Coming right up.
Dad,
What, honey?
nobody is the Santa Claus, isn't there?
You bet there is, pal.
There's a once-a-year night when your spirit